Hey, I'm Mo, one half of Two Girls Shooting the Shit with Em and Mo. In this episode, Em and I dish about situationships and friends with benefits. Is it really beneficial? Tune in and let us know. If you like it, please leave us a review, subscribe, and share. That person was very immature and very uncultured.
Oh
And I
Lord.
do not have the time for that. I'm not
Oh
teaching you
Lord.
etiquette, culture, or anything. I'm not your mom. Like
Oh
there's certain a base level of education, a base level of just being cultured in this
yeah,
world and
I
knowing how to deal in
agree.
this world
I've dated
that
a
that,
ugly duckling like that.
yeah, that I require. Like I'm not doing it. Like nah.
Right. Hello.
Hey girl,
How's it going, Momo?
it's going okay. I was trying to be cute and look at this. Fucked
You
up.
always cute.
Bubbling. Bubbly, bubbling, looking like I was looking like Groucho Marx. Now I'm just looking like I got burnt in the face.
It looks good.
It's bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not big on eyebrow care.
Your eyebrows are always so pretty. They're always you
No, they're
take good care
not.
of them for being in the
No, I
house and stuff.
don't.
You
For
know.
being in the house. Bitch, don't ever leave the house. Why your eyebrows look all right?
They look good.
For being in the house, she did not. I'm a hermit. I don't go anywhere anymore. So,
Yeah, but your eyebrows looking fly.
but I
So,
don't do all the extra. Like I feel like I look silly with thicker eyebrows. Like
mm,
it's like a trend. It's the trend now. It's to have that who is that actress?
I don't,
O'Connelly
girl,
or
don't get
Connolly?
me.
Jennifer Connolly. I
You
don't
know, I
know.
don't know twins.
She always had that them thick eyebrows.
Mm. I had them
I
until I was
just
a kid and shaved them off. Didn't know what I was doing.
yeah, my eyebrows have never been thick like that. So for me to try to do that now would look silly, and it
They
does
look
look
thick to
silly.
me. Like
So
I guess that's by definition, like
they're full. I
personal.
mean, I've got hair there, but I mean, I'm
Yeah.
talking about like the thick, the what's her face, Kim
Groucho
Kardashian
Marx.
style, or like the thick with the arch and the whole.
Oh, I think
I
people
don't.
like put like because I learned there's so what I did was a henna thing, and then
Uh
they
huh.
have because they had a tent, but the tent had sheep in it, lanolin
Oh
in
yeah,
it.
you can't
So I couldn't do that. And then I don't, like I said, I don't think it was, or I told you earlier, I don't think it was the
microblading.
henna. I think
Oh,
it was
henna,
the wax
wax.
because it's in the middle too. Like there's no henna here.
That could
So
be
why
an
is the
irritation. Yeah, when you
yeah.
get wax,
And
like your skin
but
gets.
there's not like I got my beard wax and it's not there.
Girl, please. You look as smooth. You look as
Yeah,
smooth
it's
though.
smooth. You can't be, you I don't want nobody touching no beards.
Speaking of beards, no,
I
no, what
don't
are we
want to be
talking about
somebody's
today?
beard today. I'm just kidding. Oh
Oh,
man. Well, we had the last episode, what was it, Friends and Lovers, and we talked about could like I don't even know how to say it. People like cis, I don't know, not even like people who date each other, like would potentially date each other. Could they be friends, like men and women? Can they just be
what? What?
friends?
It's just speaking in like just plain language. We're not trying to be
Can we
disrespectful. We're just
still
like
be friends?
I mean the way we phrased it can men and women be friends?
And I think
I
so.
because I think there's a different dynamic because
I like being
women
friends.
and women can be friends regardless
Mhm.
of orientation, right? I don't know what men are doing, men and men that are hetero or homosexual or bisexual or whatever the
Mhm.
orientation is. I feel like it's a man problem. Men can't get it together. I don't know about friends without having some sort of sexual tension.
Yeah, I feel like I don't have like I feel like I'm not really straight, but ain't no women asking me out, and I'm not asking anybody out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, um, but definitely, yeah. Like, can people just be friends? I feel like there's always a even like my friends now, my guy friends. I met them on
Mhm.
dating apps.
Right. There's always going to be something, whether it started off that way or
Yeah,
something comes up in the relationship or y'all end up together in the end. Like there's always going to be at least a moment of
right.
like could we maybe
And exactly. And I feel like then you test it out and then you get like what friends with benefits, situationships. Yeah, friends plus. Like, what is that? I thought that was possible, but after trying it, I don't think it's really possible.
Oh, well, you tried it.
To be friends with benefits or friends plus, because I tried it so several times.
I'll tell you that.
Like, I keep trying. Why do I keep?
I don't know.
I gotta
insanity,
stop.
Right?
Insanity,
trying
right?
the same thing.
Trying the same thing.
Here's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I'm just like, I think anytime you try to set it up where you have all the benefits of a relationship without the title or commitment of a relationship, there's going to be problems, because feelings always develop in some way. There's always going to be, I think it's natural to have like hey, I'm intimate with this person, and not just physically intimate, like I'm close. This is my friend. We rely on each other. We know each other, whatever. You're going to have some sort of feelings around that, and to see them, and this is why we've had poly conversations, like to see, for me, to see them with another person or to not get consistent attention is going to be problematic.
Important. Yeah. And it's like, you can't go in and out. You can't be, and I think that's the thing that, I mean, I think that was one of the things that I found, like, in trying to do these situationships. So first of all, what's a
situationship? Damn.
A situationship is any relationship without a commitment, basically, but this is very well mined, and they give you some characteristics. The relationship is undefined. So you may not have had the what we are, or if you have, you didn't really define it still. There's no consistency. That's the number one thing, that people change and going hot and cold, texting and not texting. Like, that is so anxiety inducing. I never want to do that again, ever. Yeah. There's no mention of the future. The connection is superficial. Now that part, I don't know. Like, I feel like that can vary. The relationship is based on convenience. You and your partner may not prioritize each other or go out of your way to see each other. And obviously the relationship is not exclusive, and there isn't really much to follow up. And so it just leaves you in we're human beings, I feel. And so when we are, someone,
I hope, unless you're doing some extra strange.
But it's like, when you're
nipping butts,
when you're with someone, you're spending time with someone, you're intimate with someone, you're building connection.
Yeah.
That's a human being. Like, it's not easy to be like, for me, it's not easy to be like, oh, you ain't shit. Like, that's nothing to me. Let me go mind my business. Like I can't, because you're going to naturally start building feelings, start building connection. And maybe I'm just too codependent. I don't know what you want to call it. Maybe I'm too whatever, but I can't do that.
Too old. You're too old for what it is.
I'm too old to be fucking around. Like, I'm too old.
I feel like it's some young people stuff.
That's some young people stuff, and some auntie stuff, though. A lot of aunties be doing that. You got Uncle Bill gonna come and fix the stove. Mr. Ron gonna bring some groceries. But
I feel like you can't have relations without a relationship. Anytime there are
explain.
Well, I just think I'm gonna speak for me, because that's all I can speak for, but there are pieces of you that you share with others, and the more you give of others, the more vulnerable, again, the vulnerability comes. And so if you are playing house with somebody, right, you going through all the motions and not getting the benefit of it,
true,
you're not getting the security of having a monogamous or a committed relationship. What are you doing? Like, you're opening yourself up for vulnerability, and you're being vulnerable, and then all the behaviors of a unattached person come in, where it's the inconsistency. You're not showing up like you should.
Hot and cold.
If you're in a committed relationship, you would show up consistently. There's that benefit of commitment.
I mean, it happens in committed relationships, like usually at the end.
Well, then that's a problem.
Like, so if people can address it at the end, there's some behavior change. And I guess that's my thing. It's like, what's the problem in just, if you're doing all of that, just do it. And then if it doesn't work out, just be done with it. It's the same thing. I mean, it's the same idea. Like, I don't know.
Except it's not. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same idea. you're committing time, you're spending
going
time
through the motions,
doing all that stuff, but you don't have the weight of it. You know what I mean? You don't have to open yourself up too, because you're literally going through the motions without putting your into it. And you're not putting like, I mean, I don't want to say
skin
that.
in the game.
Yeah,
they putting it in the game, putting that skin in the game.
Too early in the morning, like the Lord. No, but I mean, there's an investment. There's something to lose at the end. And if you haven't opened yourself up fully to the experience, and you're just getting your some on the side when you need to, or if you need to
when you
have somebody
like
do an event, you know, that type of stuff. Right. So there's a comfort, and there's a stability, and there is a security in knowing that the person you are having a relation with is devoted to focusing on you, even if it's just in language. Because I mean, I've dated people who supposedly monogamous and we're just sleeping all over town, you know. So you can't change that, but there is a feeling of maybe I can let go and
be safe,
and be safe. And so if you don't have that foundation,
I've never felt
even
that.
if it's fake, to have the feeling that maybe this is something where I can feel comfortable in it, that's unsettling. I feel
it is unsettling and anxiety inducing. And I'm like, I'm too old for this shit. But then I self-analyze, and I'm like, what's wrong with me that I can't meet somebody? Like, I'm in my 40s now. Like, why can't I meet someone who wants to be with me? Like, it shouldn't be that hard. Like,
well, because I don't like people. Who are they? Like, are they men who have been through it and are like tired of investing themselves in a relationship? Are they men who have never grown up and don't know how to be in a relationship?
I don't know, because people go on to get married and stuff. So that's what I'm saying. Like, what was it about me? Like, I can understand
it's not 20s. Done yet. You're not done yet. So to have
remember, we go back to the invisible woman. Like, the older you get, I mean, it kind of is done. I mean, I try to be positive, but
is you done?
You know, it's just like, I don't know. There are like so many women, and like, I hate to have a scarcity mindset, but it's like the more these things keep happening, it's like you got to figure out, like, first of all, I'm not settling. I refuse to. I'd rather be alone. And it's just like, why did I even, I mean, not that I'm trying to be superficial or anything, but like, why did I even waste my time? But when it comes to relationships, I realized, because I was trying to assess my anxiety in situationships and what didn't sit right with me.
That word tickles me.
And this list came, and it's like the things that they lack that I require in a relationship. And when I say relationship, it's with friends as well. And I get this from you, for instance. And it's stability, safety,
good.
Security, grounding, shared goals. This podcast is a shared goal, sense of belonging. I mean, we've been friends for how long? You know, we've been through it all. Companionship, like, that's not asking a lot. That's very bare bones, bare minimum. And I can't find that. Like, and it's just like,
I think that's a culture shift. We always talk about cultures and stuff, but I really do think there's been a culture shift in dating, and how dating looks, how it's performed, and the expectations, what people will accept. And I think that as a shift happens, and this, I hate to be like putting blame on women, but the more that women accept from these men, the more these men are going to keep trying to get away with stuff. Like, if you don't hold people accountable, you know, like, you're not gonna not show up when we make plans and then come back and try to get some with your little 6-pack and knocking on my door. And if the women keep opening the door, you know what I mean? It's kind of or the quantity with these apps and stuff. Like, okay, well, it didn't work out with her, but there's 50 others that I swipe right on. Let's see what's going on. You know, so it's
hard to meet people in person. Like, I go out, I'm not even seeing people. Like, so it's like, where do you go?
Where are the people at? They're still not out?
They are out, but it's just like couples, younger people too. Like, a lot of, you know, so it's like, where are people my age? They're probably married or at home. Like, a lot of, even the guys I've talked to, a lot of them just like are at home playing video games, or like at home, like,
not the video games, Lord.
Like at home doing like home, like, not out, or
you need to find a way to get up in their homes,
right? Get up in there. And so it's just, it's difficult. And I feel like I don't want to settle. And for me, settling just means not being authentic to myself. looking at red flags and not addressing them, and just just to be with someone I think I like. And it's like, is it worth it? Because in the end, it's always the same result, no matter if you try to settle or not. So why not just try to do what's best for me? But it's like, I'm not even meeting people. Like, we have the apps. I am meeting people, I guess, but it's just not
the right
I don't
people.
require much. And it's like, is it me? Like, am I just so picky? Like, because I do meet people I like, and I have made several friends, especially here in Philly. Like, I gotta say, like, the dating is old school here. Like, they pick you up, they take you out and stuff. So that was pretty interesting. Like, I hadn't seen that in ages. And the people I've dated were all like, that I've gone on date, like more than one date with, we're friends. Like, and I mean that, like, it's not like
No
fake or anything like that.
weird.
No awkward. I mean, some of them may have they started off weird, but other than that, yeah. And so I wonder if maybe for me, I notice I'm more comfortable with friends too.
Ain't that some shit? I said, ain't that some shit? Oh, ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? Goddamn. Through good times and bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. That's for sure. I thought that's what friends were for. To me, it seems like the term friends with benefits is a misnomer, because in many cases, the friendship is missing. Friendships foster trust, loyalty, communication, and mutual respect. A lot of times, these situationships end up with a lack of all of those. Sounds more like an enemy than a friend to me. No, thank you. I'd rather die alone. Beam me up.
Have you ever had a relationship where you started off as friends and then it escalated into something else? I could see that, but I can't see that whole middle ground. Like, I can't do the whole middle ground of friends with benefits and all of that stuff. It's unacceptable to me. I tried. It just doesn't work for me. It gives me extreme anxiety and unsettled feelings. What?
I
laughing at my pain.
No, it's just I just don't understand a lot of this.
But have you
really
ever started off friends with someone and then
like high school
or
like when I was younger, because everybody was friends, you know what I mean? And you just whatever. But as an adult or in college, no, I don't think I've had, like, if you were friend zoned, that was it. You were a friend, you know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
There were awkward things, you know, I've had friends where it was like, you know, but no, I think I'm very, I don't like uncertainty.
Yeah.
I don't like blurred lines, messy lines type stuff. So it's either you're here in this lane or you're in this lane. And then if you're put in the relationship lane, like, you can't ever go back to the friends lane. Like, we're done.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'd say I
don't do that.
I
don't do that.
I can go back to friends.
I don't have anybody I've dated that I.
Why is that? Because did they hurt you or something? Or
yes.
like,
all
okay,
of them.
then yeah, who would want to be friends? Yeah, then I agree. Who would want to be friends with that?
Yeah. There's no helping.
If it's more like, you're cool, but this ain't it. Like,
No.
that's more what mine are more like. Or you're not cool for me, but you're cool as a friend. Like, I don't know.
None of those. Mm-mm. If you see my body, you don't get to go back to being my friend. Nope. Yeah, I don't know. But I think it's a setup for discomfort and failure to not have clear, defined, and that's for your own well-being, right? Like, how are you going to go into a job and be like, I don't know if this is a contract type job, if I got do I get benefits, what are we doing here? Like, you don't just show up to work every day not knowing what's going on and then whatever. Like, I don't know, I just feel like this, you have to know things. Nothing can be in flux all the time, because that's just crazy. Am I going to get a paycheck this week? What is, like,
right?
I feel like you need
like,
to
damn,
have
it's
that.
2 weeks, I ain't getting no damn check,
right? And then it's also the natural state to be uncertain or insecure when things don't line up with what they're supposed to look like. So when things are not set up in a way that you have that security, everything looks suspicious. And I'm the type of person, like, I feel like I've healed from this, but I had a very long period of time where I was like looking through phones and this is when I was dating, you know, like, who are you emailing? Where you're not home yet? Where are you? Like,
because the communication is off.
Yes, there's a lot of uncertainty. And so and it's almost a mind F for you. If you have set it up that way, you don't have a right to ask that question because we are nothing.
Exactly.
So you don't have the right to ask me what I'm doing. So you feel crazy because dang, he could be doing something, but we're just friends. You know,
I'm not supposed to care. And I feel like,
how do you not care?
always hear this. Because I tried to do it. I tried to be like, go with the flow, you know, like, oh, I'm just going to go with the flow. And hell, now it ain't flowing, baby. It ain't flowing. Like, that is anxiety inducing. It's unsafe feeling. And like you said, it's like, you have no right to be like, oh, this behavior has drastically shifted. This behavior has drastically shifted and I can't freaking deal with it. Like, I can't say anything. Like, what can I say? And then it's like, is this as good as it gets? And how sad would that be if this is good as it gets? And you see all kinds of people, and I hate to compare, but you do. And it's like, you know, how are y'all meeting people? I can't, like.
Have you asked them? Or like, do you have friends that you've been like,
well, they just always say the apps, like they just say the apps usually, and it's all sizes, all races and stuff. So there's no rhyme or reason, you know, all levels of hygiene.
Oh, that's terrible.
But yet here I am.
Clean and
try to be.
Smelling good.
Sometimes.
Oh Lord.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. But uncertainty and confusion and inconsistency are not things that I want in my life. They're things that give me extreme anxiety, make me feel unsafe, insecure. And
they have you second guessing yourself. I feel like that's something that, you know, am I crazy for thinking this? Like, you should never be in a position where you're thinking, am I crazy for this?
And a lot of people see it as empowering, and I don't see that as empowering in any way. If you want to disconnect,
it just makes relationships, that's the transaction. If you think you're empowered because you can perform these transactions without actual connection, that's not empowerment. That's not, that's using people.
Yes, using people.
Needs. Like, that's not empowerment.
Yes.
So I think people are confusing that with like, oh, I'm a strong, independent woman who could do blah, blah, blah. No, you are not connecting with people.
Yeah.
And you're scratching an itch. That's all you're doing.
I mean, that itch scratching is nice.
I know, but it also, and this sounds wrong of me, but it is training men. It is training men that this is the acceptable behavior.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not okay. And it's so funny because I've gone on dates and the guy would be like, oh, come over to my place. And I'm like, no way. Like, on the first date, I don't know you.
Tripping.
But then I know people who did that and got married.
That's so disrespectful, though.
But I know
that's what I did.
Shut the hell up. So it's like I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason.
That's hilarious.
There's no rhyme or reason to it. And then it's like, man, maybe if I did go and I didn't put it down right, then I'm gonna get dumped either way. So I don't know.
No, but ours was he made me dinner. Like, it wasn't even that kind of a thing. But we knew each other. It wasn't like off an app. I'd known him for a month or so before. So, and I think that's probably part of it too. That's awkward, is like, how do you, the very first interaction you have with someone shouldn't be an intimate one. Off an app like that. Like, if you're looking for long-term, I feel like that's, I mean, there's obviously
people have done it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know.
People have done everything though, you know, like,
and it's just like, it's a connection. I don't know. Like, maybe I shouldn't go off of vibes because I always have bad vibes. Like, I hardly ever have good vibes. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the people I've dated in the past are all married now, or in long-term relationships. Like, back in LA, all of those people are married or in long-term relationships. And I really didn't, off and on in New York. Yeah, I don't know. Boston was the best place to date.
Really?
Boston was the best. Like, and it's so funny because I was at one point I was almost 300 pounds there. But you got to think they have all of those colleges. They have so many colleges and so many dudes studying there. That was when I went through my physicist phase. Had a physicist here, a physicist there.
MIT is there,
yeah. Boston College, like Boston University, everything is there. So Brandeis, you got everything.
Look at you like going through the mental Rolodex,
right?
Where are these schools at?
Harvard, yep.
Dang, top schools too.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'm like, dang, well, at least I can get
for a minute.
Ivy League but like, can I get Ivy League relationship? Like, but then, yeah. But
were
like
you in a place then?
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, for me, like the way you felt comfortable, like I felt uncomfortable. Like I would do stuff and then I would feel uncomfortable though. Like, so it'd be like, oh, like I've gone on a date a few times with this person and they want to get intimate. Okay. I don't really feel safe, but I'll do it. And then I feel then I felt attacked, you know, like it's like psychotic, like, and I didn't feel safe. And then I felt more vulnerable. And then that was it. Then I would just usually just like ghost or something or dip out.
I wonder what these experiences would be like now. I feel like you have more of a self-awareness and like, you know, an understanding of where your weaknesses are, where your strengths are, what you're looking for, like a more coming into your own kind of.
Yeah.
I wonder what that would be like now if you went where there was a whole bunch of, you know.
I mean, Philly has a bunch of schools, so I mean, and the U.S.
The Wharton School of Business. I feel like that's a different type of dude, though. The Wharton School of Business versus a physicist at MIT. Like those are two different.
They got a lot of engineering schools and stuff here too. And Pittsburgh is like 8 hours away, far, but they have a lot of schools.
Tell me about Pitt. Tell me about Rhode Island. It's far,
right? It's far. The Pennsylvania, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I gotta say, I definitely am dating a lot.
Hey.
Yeah. So I keep trying to. And just keeping an open mind. But I remember that time I was going out with this guy and I'm like, oh, this guy's acting super weird, blah, blah, blah. And it turns out he was mad because I changed the picture on my profile. We hadn't even kissed. And you're mad because I changed my profile picture on a dating app. And we haven't even had a conversation about what we were even doing. We were in that gray area of just beginning to date. Like,
I don't know the etiquette.
And I thought, like, I just thought he didn't like me. I was like, oh, you know, he hates me, blah, blah, blah. And I hate that uncertainty. So I reached out and I was like, you know, like, I would love any feedback I like customer service. Yeah, and he was like, oh, you changed your profile picture. I didn't feel secure or something. I remember I sent you the thing. And
I mean, I get it. I mean, that's very insecure thinking. Yeah. Since you haven't established anything, but it was maybe just an idea of like, well, how many other people? Like his mind probably took over, and that again is the uncertainty when you don't have something defined. Yeah, I mean, when you don't have something defined, you are at the mercy of the other person, kind of.
But that is like, I feel like every dating situation in the beginning, it's not defined because you're trying to see if you like each other. You're trying to see the flow. You're trying to see if you're comfortable in each other's energy, safe in each other's energy, and that takes time. I've never
dated more than one person. Even like at
a time, you mean?
Yeah. Or just like, even I didn't date a lot. And when I did, like, I literally went from relationship to relationship. I didn't have a lot of periods where I was going on.
A lot of people do that.
First dates.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't have there was never a point in time where I was like talking to two dudes, or entertaining or looking at, so I don't even know how to do that.
I mean, yeah, that's always been dating for me. It's just like talking to whoever's around and then, like going through the motions. And at one point I was just like, I can't date multiple people because it started to feel weird. And I think that's just because I was catching feelings for somebody I was dating, honestly, because then I just went back to doing it again. So, I have no idea, but yeah, I can totally do that. And it doesn't bother me, but it's like the communication is just off. Like, you're mad because, or you thought I didn't like you because I changed my profile picture on an app we met on and we're both single and undefined.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. And I feel like that communication is hard.
That's on him, obviously.
Yeah,
but
it is, but it's like, I think that was a physicist.
Yeah, man. He's like, focus
Maybe
on
I
me.
need to stop dating these dang physicists. Oh,
I don't know. I don't think I know any physicists.
and then like I try to say, oh, let me talk to somebody maybe more old school or something, and then they're like mad because I don't want to talk on the phone all day. I'm like, I can't talk on the phone all day to you. Like, respect my boundaries. Why are you smiling like that?
I'm just trying to think of how that looks. I don't know.
Or like a guy, like I told him about a coffee shop and he was like, wow, I've been in Philly my whole life. I never heard about a coffee shop. And I'm just like, okay, like this ain't gonna work.
But what if you're showing him new things? Like, what if that's not his thing? Like, what if, I don't know.
I mean, the other things like I'm no longer doing that. That's not my job. Like
to do what?
And to teach anyone anything. Like, and so that's
but
what
you're
I
always
learned.
going to be doing that. That's life. You're always going to be doing
there's a
that.
certain level. There's a certain level. And I was right. That person was very immature and very uncultured.
Ooh,
and
Lord.
I do not have the time for that. I'm not
Ooh,
teaching
Lord.
you etiquette, culture, or anything. I'm not your mom.
Ooh.
Like there's a base level of education, a base level of just being cultured in this world and knowing how to deal in this world.
I've dated a ugly duckling like that.
That I require. Like I'm not doing it. Like nah.
Right, but you are. But there is a level of teaching.
That's in life. We teach each other. Yeah.
Right. So if they don't know about a place, I mean, that doesn't mean
that's different. But you don't know about that.
And that's the beauty of a relationship, is to learn the other person's world and to kind of find how
I like that.
Mesh it together. Yeah.
And a lot of people want somebody who's exactly the same. Like I don't like that. I find that boring. Like
you need a little bit of the same to keep you guys connected.
A connection. Yeah. You need a connection. You need to have something in common. But it's also like, I want to learn from you. I want to discover new things with you. Like
teach me some stuff.
Yeah. Teach
broaden
me how to
my worldview or whatever. Teach me how.
I love learning from people. Like I really love, and I think that's why I always mostly date people who are like, I don't really understand anything they're saying. Teach me.
I don't know. But just bringing it full circle, I think to go into something without having some sort of defined, I don't know, some guideline of what you're doing. I don't know. I don't know how people do it.
So now I state that while I know our interaction may not end, like it's obviously we're dating. You're dating to get to know people. May not end in a long-term relationship. I'm open to that possibility. Like, I feel like if you're not open to the possibility, like it's so not to me personally disgusting to see like these 50-year-old guys, because I'm trying to put the age limit up, these 50-year-old
playing
guys
games
who are like, I just want to chill. Like, I just want to chill. I'm just looking
for they divorced?
Casual. I don't know. Casual. Cause as soon as I see that, I'm like, nope.
What is your goal in dating? What is your goal? So you meet somebody, what's you're on the apps. What are you trying?
Well, the goal is to eventually to find someone I vibe with and have a relationship. Like that's the end goal.
Are you trying to get married? What is,
I don't know what marriage looks like. Like, can I have a boyfriend and date and see, like I haven't even gotten that far. So let me get that far and see what it's like. I've never gotten past the honeymoon phase, like the limerence stage of dating. So I don't know. Like, I know that's what I want. Like I want that, but I read off a list of things that I want in a relationship. And that's what I'm looking for. And so like I'm dating to get to know people, to hopefully be in a committed monogamous relationship, but I haven't ever gotten that far.
Yeah.
So people will be like, oh, you say you never had a relationship. Yes, I had relations, but I've never had a relationship. I've never been like, hey, this is Monique. This is my girlfriend, Monique. This is, we're working on this project, or we're doing, we're together. We're an
How are
item.
you introduced then when you're doing your friends with benefits things and you're introduced to people?
Hi, this is Emily. It's it's just that. Hi, this is Emily. And I'm not, this is Emily.
You're like, hi.
I do the same thing though. Like, I mean, that's understood. Like, that's not a problem. That's the situation in those. And that's when I'm introduced. Like there've been some where with my MTZ where I didn't meet nobody.
You spelling. Okay, well that was like 20 years ago, so we not even talk 15 years ago. That's old. That's old. That was a different Monique. That was a different Mo.
Yeah.
So,
And then there've been people have it, and so it's just always like you said, like you kind of get parent. Like one guy said that he was recently broken up, so he wasn't looking for a relationship. And then I
so
was
what do you
also
need? You just need to get it.
booty.
I mean, what do you be honest? Is that what?
But he was really nice and kind and thoughtful. He jumped into a live a couple times.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I feel like he was like, I'll never know, but I feel like he definitely was still in one, and his girlfriend was just like on vacation or something. And, like, and I'm just like, I hate finding that stuff out. And like my curiosity.
Season.
Yep. Oh, well, I don't know what's next, but we finna
no more situationships.
No more situationships. I'm gonna have to deal in being single for 3, 4, or 5 years, or like,
no, you're not. So stop saying that stuff. You putting
this happened though.
Putting it out there. Just
okay.
All right.
Yes.
Be positive.
All right,
okay. Love you too. Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Two Girls Shooting the Shit with Em and Mo. Please enjoy this mindful moment. I don't know who came up with the friends with benefits concept, but it's a very creative way of saying you're good enough to sleep with, but not worthy of loyalty and commitment.